After the great successes of Seven, Mr. Fincher did not delay for long, and on September 3, 1997, also in New York, he presented his third feature film, a psychological thriller, The Game, with Michael Douglas in the lead role, Falling Down. The movie has a dark tone similar to Fincher's previous film, but this work contains no sickeningly scenes or bizarre themes. The drama and mystery film, made with $50 million full of chill and twists, immediately became an audience favorite and was a success at the box office. Made around $109 million worldwide for Polygram Filmed Entertainment, Propaganda Films, and A&B Producos Limited companies. The film was produced by Steve Gollin, The Revenant, and the director's wife, Sheen Chafin, who Mr. Fincher married in 1996, roughly during the work or preparations of the film, and with whom they have been a couple ever since. In addition to Douglas, the film also stars Sean Penn, Mystic River, Deborah Kara Unger, Payback, and James Rebhorn, Independence Day. The scenes of the 2-hour 9-minute film, which take place on both interior and exterior locations, were shot mainly in San Francisco. The last scenes, for example, were made at the Palace Hotel, which is located on Montgomery Street. This city was not chosen by chance. The director decided on it directly because of Michael Douglas, as the actor appeared in several productions that also took place here, such as Basic Instinct or The Streets of San Francisco. But he has appeared there not too long ago in the Ant films too. Principal photography also began on a location in San Francisco, despite the studio's preference for cost-effectiveness, and wanted to begin filming in Los Angeles. The camera was rolling in locations such as 155, Sansom Street, the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, or the historic Filoli Mansion, which embodied the Van Orton residence in the film, located 25 miles south of San Francisco in Woodside, California. The work on the film lasted about 100 days, and a significant part of the footage was recorded at night in many locations. The basic story is about a wealthy, third-generation investment banker, Nicholas Van Orton, Douglas, who receives a special gift for his 47th birthday from his younger brother Conrad, played by Sean Penn. Conrad pays him into a special game, which he is said to have already participated in, and which at first does not know much, except that it is connected to a so-called Consumer Recreational Service, CRS, and changes a person's life forever. The game integrates into the player's life in such a way that you don't know when it started or how long it will last. The divorced and single man, who spends his days working and accumulating even more money, has everything in the material sense, is initially reluctant about the game, and then, thanks to his curiosity, he still signs to the service's center office, which is very strange to him from the very beginning. After some psychological and physical tests, it is not long before he is informed that his application for the game has been rejected. From here, the events start to take a really exciting turn and become interesting. The man finds himself in unexpected situations that he cannot decide whether the game is the cause or not. The line between real life in the film and externally controlled, artificially shaped events is blurred, and it is not clear to the viewer what exactly the situation is. Mysteries, conspiracy theories, and a lot of tension and excitement, which characterizes the plot from here on. Fincher planned to make the game before Seven, but when Brad Pitt became available, it became the primary project. The success of Seven also helped the producers of the game to be able to give the film a bigger budget. Jodie Foster was originally planned to star in the film, but Polygram later decided otherwise. The talented actress would have been the daughter or sister of Nicholas. But since there are almost 20 years between her and Douglas, and Foster would have been filming The Contact at that time, Sean Penn was finally signed instead, who was given the role of the younger brother. By the way, Foster and Douglas had previously played together in the film Napoleon and Samantha, when the actress was only 9 and Douglas was 28 years old. Michael Douglas had the following to say about the film after filming. "I think what I'm most proud about is that it's one of the very few movies that you could not guess the ending. That's why I'm such a big sports fan. With sports you can never guess what's going to happen. Most movies you get halfway through and you can kind of guess the ending. The game you could never figure out what the ending was going to be." David Fincher is a very talented filmmaker. It was an extremely tough shoot. It was very long, a lot of nights. I thought it was a really well-made picture, very unpredictable, and I do hear that picture when I talk about movies that I've made that people liked a lot. The actor played very well the cynical and somewhat jaded millionaire businessman who suddenly finds himself in very unexpected and strange situations. The director worked on his character for several weeks before they managed to create a modern day, more precisely from the 90s, Scrooge, who, like Dickens' protagonist, cannot really be happy about anything, despises ordinary people, is lonely and unhappy, even though he is full of money. Just like Douglas, Sean Penn also excels in the relatively small role he was given. He appears at the beginning, roughly in the middle and at the end of the film, and despite the fact that we only see him for a few minutes all 3 times, he is indeed an important character and has a great influence on the events. The other supporting characters also provide excellent performances. First, I would like to highlight the most important female character, Deborah Kara Unger, who plays Christine. We owe several twists to her presence, and until the end of the film we don't know whether she is in the game or not. Or just someone who was in the wrong place at the wrong time, who was swept along by the events through no fault of her own and became Nicholas' #1 partner in the survival show-like game. Furthermore, James Rebhorn, who we also can't decide if he is an employee of the company or just an actor who was hired for certain roles for the sake of the game dash, also appears in several shorter scenes, playing an excellent role. Besides them, a well-known and famous American announcer from that period also can be seen, and we can thank his presence in the film for some really interesting moments. All in all, it can be said that the film was liked by critics and, of course, it was compared to Fincher's previous film, Seven. Although it produced good numbers, it was not as successful as that, at least in terms of revenue figures. It earned $48 million in America and $61 million abroad, so roughly a third of what the creepy psycho crime film made 2 years earlier. It currently has a 7.7 rating on the Internet Movie Database, which is a pretty high. In a review for the New York Times, Janet Maslin journalist wrote the next, "Mr. Fincher, like Michael Douglas in the film's leading role, does show real finesse in playing to the paranoia of these times." In the game, the numerous imposing buildings that greatly contributed to the elegant atmosphere of the film should be highlighted. Whether it's Nicholas' house in the movie, the actually historically significant Filoli Castle, which is located in Woodside, 40 kilometers from San Francisco, or the Nico Hotel, which used to be one of the locations of a great scene of the movie True Lies. Some background information that during filming, Deborah Karen Unger, in one of the escape scenes, had a rather unfortunate accident and broke one of her leg bones when she jumped into a garbage container that the crew had put real rats in. This happened when Michael Douglas climbed out of the container and suddenly found himself, Christine too, facing the workers of a restaurant who were taking their break across the street. It seems that for some reason the director likes to use falls to make the mood of the movies more dramatic. Just think of Ripley or Detective Mills' fire escape scene. In order to provide an authentic visual representation of Nicholas' rich lifestyle, Fincher and the film's cinematographer, Harris Savides, Elephant, partly wanted to create an atmosphere for the film similar to the Godfather films. Although these classic movies show noble locations and demonstrate high elegance, there is still some restlessness and uncertainty in the air. The film was edited by James Haygood, Tron, Legacy, and the excellent music for the action-packed scenes and rich visuals was provided by Howard Shore, the Lord of the Rings movies. After Nicholas leaves his sheltered world, Fincher and Savides let the fluorescents, neon signs, and other background lights overexpose to make things a little wilder in the real world. For the game, Fincher used a Technicolor printing process under the name ENR, which gave a smoother appearance to the night sequences. So the basic premise on which the game is based is nothing more than what do you give to the man who has everything. Such a person would really be perfect for a game like this in the real world, as he can have experiences that money can't buy. The film also makes a great contrast between wealth and loneliness, money and unhappiness. Michael Douglas was a perfect choice for the role of Van Orton, who gets involved in almost Franz Kafka-like trials, as we have already seen him in a similar character when he embodied Gordon Gekko, an unscrupulous stockbroker dash, in the first and later in the second part of Wall Street. Of course, it would be very unlikely in real life that someone would say yes into such a journey, about which he knows so little, and it is likely that there wouldn't be a company that would offer such dangerous entertainment to its clients. But of course, we don't watch movies to constantly look for reality, but to have fun, and this excellent thriller gives us exactly that. It can be said without exaggeration that it is one of the best and most memorable movies of 1997 and one of the best performances of Michael Douglas' career. The Criterion Collection released the game on Laserdisc in 1997, with exclusive features and an alternate ending, along with an audio commentary from the creators. The film later created a serious cult following among Fincher fans, and many of them consider to be one of his most underrated films. The film is full of real stars, its script is a real creative and suspenseful writing, it is characterized by excellent direction, cinematography, editing and music. The game is more of a journey than a destination, just like real life, and this will become obvious to the most viewers halfway through the film. Nothing in the movie is what it seems, and it seriously works even the most attentive minds, but it avoids the mistake of going to the other extreme and it becoming confused. Until the last moment, we cannot be sure what the outcome will be, but by the end of the film, all questions are answered and everything falls into place. This clever, thought-provoking film packs the kind of punch evidenced by so few of its brethren and invites second and third viewings. A really exciting and complex thriller, which, unlike The Seven, is relatively easy to digest. Thanks to the numerous mysteries, twists and turns, in short, the rapidly changing plot dash, it holds your attention throughout and entertains you from beginning to end. I think that this is typically a film that should be seen by everyone who likes the world of cinema and who occasionally likes to be in the shoes of the main character and feel their situation. And of course, it is a must-have for Fincher fans.